Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Andy Show. Andy here, and I need you to pay close attention to this video. It's going to be a little bit longer, but there's a lot of information beyond just updating you on where we stand on the stocks. I'm going to give you a detailed accounting of what we're looking at, so bear with me. I'm going to try to do this as well as I can and explain it the best I can so that everybody understands, everybody is on top of what we're doing, and the transparency is going to kick into high gear on this one. So please pay attention and know that I recently posted on the blog right here 1,576,509,197 shares. And I said that there are some shares left in the account. I'll go back to the other page for this, but I've already changed a little bit. I said that we have just over 173 million to get our December buy order completed. Scratch that. We're not going to continue to add to Al Mansour or either the bank or the pharmaceutical. What we're going to do is concentrate on Asia Cell. The reason we're going to concentrate on Asia Cell is they're expected to pay about 1 dinar per share. And we have currently 50 million. That's going to be 50 million dinar that we get. But if I'm not mistaken, and I'm waiting on a correction or a confirmation from the broker, they will have their General Assembly, which is the same here as a stockholders annual meeting. They will have their General Assembly in April, and they will pay for everything through the month of March. So I think what we want to do to get a much bigger payout is concentrate on building this up. Now, the only issue with that, let me go back to my portfolio here. The only issue with that, and it's it's over 9 dinar per. So we're not going to get that much bang for our buck with this one. It's an expensive stock. But even if it goes up just a few million, that's a few million more that we should make when they get ready to pay out dividends. Now, of course, saying that, I know there's a lot of anticipation out there. I'm getting calls and emails constantly that this is the month, this is the month. We can hope that it is. Absolutely. Every day we hope that it happens the next day. But there's no guarantee on that. So what I want to say is that if for some reason, and I'm not trying to be a downer here, I'm just trying to be realistic in the fact that we have to plan on something not going our way. So if it does not revalue this month, when Asia Cell does pay the dividends, what we will do is roll those dividends back into buying more shares. Okay? So even though it's 50 million dinar that we would have, 50 million dinar is not a ton of money. It's not enough to pull the dividends from our account and split it up 10,000 ways. Okay, it's not going to get us our money back. It would make us a few dollars, but not enough to worry about. And I'll get more into that, I think, here in a little bit. But basically what we have as of now through the 8th, we have 1,488,874,796 dinar in our net account. Okay, that's all of our stocks and balance that is available to buy stocks, which after they made their purchases, we have 17,851,246. There is also a 24,000 dinar wire they should be getting today or tomorrow. If they haven't already, I just haven't gotten the email that they have received it. But I just put in a buy order to put everything into Asia Cell for now until they hear from me. So we're going to see Asia Cell grow just a little bit with this. Now, mind you, let's take 17,851 dinar. And this is, well, no, I'm going to do that after a while. I'll come back to that. I was playing with something and I wanted to share with you, but we got 17,851,246 divided by 9.16. So it's going to buy just shy of 2 million, roughly. I mean, that's adding the cost in, I believe. So 1.9 million, so it's going to be almost 52 million. That's going to mean 52 million dinar dividends. So we're gonna put everything we have into Asiacell for now. I'm probably not doing the math correctly, but suffice to say that that is going to be a well-paid dividend stock. Now, as you can see, the banks are up. We're at up almost 68%, 20%. And this one that was down 3 point something percent is now barely 0.5%. We're up 24% with Asiacell. We're up 31% Al Mansur Pharmaceutical and 49% Baghdad Soft Drink, for a total all-around increase in our stock portfolio of 30.08%. Again, we are up 337,763,812 dinar over what we purchased. Okay, so that's the value over our total purchase cost. We have purchased 1.119 billion dinar worth, and we have 1.488 billion dinar as our value at this time. Okay, the latest wire that they received, the 48,000 wire, that turned out to be 47,000 plus. When they purchased the stocks, this is what they were buying. And they go through each purchase. Okay, so they bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 times, 11 different purchases of Al Mansur Bank. They bought 5 million, they bought 1.6.5, they bought 20 million, etc., etc., etc. Okay, they paid 61.61 dinar, and then your 0.01%. Okay, so the percentage is totaled in, but here are your total purchases. Of course, now down here you've got IMAP, the Al Mansur Pharmaceutical, and this was the total purchase for what you see added today in the update on the blog. So here's what I receive each time I make a purchase, and it shows exactly what they purchased each time they purchased it. And there are times when you'll see changes in it, like 0.61. You might see this at 0.615, this one at 6.613. You know, depends on what they're able to purchase it at the time they make that purchase. And it's not always the same. Well, here's an example, 1.7, and they paid 1.72. So they don't always get it, you know, they buy it at the market price, what's available at that time from whoever else is selling it. So anyway, I just want to give you a little look at how they go about purchasing. We say we want, 100 million dinar worth of this stock. They don't just go out and get 100 million. They have to buy it in chunks as it becomes available from different sellers. Okay, just like in the U.S. This is just a little bit more into how they go about completing their stuff. Just wanted you to see that and get an idea of the work that they do to complete our requests. Now, I want to show you a little something else. What I'm going to scroll through is from the time we began. I started this business on August 1st. That's when I opened the website and said, hey, we're open. It took a while to get the funds in and sent to Iraq and into our trading account. So actually it took 16 days because on the 16th I made my initial dividend, or my initial investment. I think I sent $10,200. Anyway, this is what they actually got in. This one was probably $9,600. The inward transfers are bank wires that they did receive. Here's another wire for, I think that one was $35,000. This one here. This one would be $19,000. This is $9,400. If you round up, this one was probably $9,600. That was $9,400, $9,800, $9,600, $9,500, $97,000, and so forth. So, what I did, I sent the money in. It cost $100 in account opening fees. So we had 23 million dinar. I bought Bank of Baghdad, Iraqi Beverage, and Asia Cell stocks from the beginning. And that happened on the following day. They got more money. Here we bought IBSD, TASC. So we continually bought shares. Okay, this was 5,200,000. This was 2 million shares of IBSD. So that's how you would read this. You see receipt voucher. That's the incoming wires. Okay, so you can go through here and see every wire that was purchased. Okay, and I'm going to do this slow. You're welcome to stop the video at any time. Anytime you want to check something out, confirm, or whatever. If you look here, at one time we were quite busy. And this was in September. So I sent several wires. At the time, I had to keep everything well under 10,000 because when I was sending them before, they got spooked. I went to a different bank, started sending off wires, thought, okay, I'll keep all the wires under 10,000, and that's why you see so many in a short period of time. They got all these wires at one time. They started purchasing for it. I kept sending wires, and they were buying everything we needed. The only stock that we have sold, I believe you'll see selling in here somewhere, and I can't remember which one. I think it was this SMR. No, IMAP. I can't remember. Anyway, you'll see where we sold the stocks and bought other stocks with it. It's the only time. There's never been a dime pulled out of this account. Anything that goes over there is vouched for. It goes over there. It is in the account. Okay, so you can see all the transfers, the wires. Here's your list of wires. So I started sending, now that's in dinar, I'm sorry. The wire amounts are right here. So as you can see, for a long time, I was sending under $10,000. And that's why you'll see 2 or 3, or in this case, even 5 in a row, was because I was not trying to raise any red flags. And finally, in December, I decided, this is nonsense. If they're going to mark anything or they're going to check on the wires, or if something looks fishy, let it look fishy. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of having to keep all the wires under. I tested my bank to see, and I ended up sending, I think it was $14,500, some odd amount. Okay, that worked. I sent 22.5, I believe this one was. And I would just send various different amounts, and as you can see, I no longer worry about sending under 10,000. We're not doing anything wrong here. All the money is going into the account. We're not money laundering, as some people might suggest. We're not doing anything underhanded. As you can see, everything that has been sent has been used to purchase our shares. You can total it up however you want to do it here. And this is through the end of the year. But it constantly shows you a total. When we purchase, it's minused off of here. and there was a error. There was a small error. They overbought on the account, so they took that back out. That wasn't a withdrawal of any kind. They just simply overbought somehow, and they had to correct their books. So that's what you're going to see right here. And they did let me know that, you know, this company, everything they do is documented. I can't even send an email to this brokerage, to my broker. I have to also copy info at everything that I do is double checked, not just by the broker that I deal with, Taha Vagina. I deal with him, but it also goes to the owner. And oftentimes when they send me an email, it is copied to the 3 different emails that I will send to. So everything is checked, double checked, cross checked. So all of this that you see here, you see our wires, not our latest wire. The one that they purchased off of today was the next to the latest wire. We sent I think it was 48,000 on this one last Thursday. I think they got it on Friday. So, but we sent 48,000, and you can see what it cost us. We lost $260 on this, just changing the money over. Now what you're going to see is at the price that we're paying, there is a 0.01 dinar per share. So it's 1% basically is what we're paying when we purchase or sell stocks. And that's why I don't want to get into the game of buying and selling. There's too much loss between the two. It was advised a while back that I should sell BBOB because they were up and buy Asia Sell. And I didn't do it because since both stocks were up, I kind of defeated the purpose of making anything on it by selling one at a high price and buying another at a high price. Had Asia Sell been down some rather than up like they were, then it would have been advantageous for us to sell the Bank of Baghdad. You've got to consider they have 310 billion shares. Okay? This is strictly a what if, or there's no way to know exactly what's going to happen. But even at 1-to-1, that means they're at $9.15 a share, right? Okay. So you got $9.15 times 310 billion shares. That makes this company worth $2.836 trillion. So I have to pause on that and say there's no way this company can be worth $2.8 trillion. Okay, take a look at Disney. Their market cap is $366 billion. Okay? So you're going to tell me a company that owns all the theme parks, water parks, landholding companies, all these other attractions, all these hotels, all these resorts, that owns all of these companies, and they're only worth $366 billion. What then could Asia Sell end up being worth? What are their stocks going to change to? Is there going to be a reverse split? There's no way they can stay where they are at even a 1-to-1 rate and be a multi-trillion-dollar company. You got some people trying to compare it to Zain, I believe, in Kuwait, because it's worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 a share. Yes, because Zain only has 4 billion shares as opposed to 310 billion shares. So you're comparing apples to oranges when you're talking about that. Even though they're both phone companies, there's no comparison to the value. So there are so many factors that are still not known. I think no matter what happens, we hopefully come out way ahead on this. But I don't know what's going to happen with AsiaCell, how they're going to react to 1-to-1 rate, much less a 3-to-1 rate or even more. If it floats up, does the company continue to float up? There's just no way to know for sure what can happen. And let me say again, as I've said multiple times, this is a very high risk investment. I think everybody getting into it knows the risk. We saw what the reward was, and hopefully the reward far outweighs the risk. That doesn't negate the risk. Our wishful thinking doesn't change what's going to happen, and it can't change the fact that at 9 dinar, at 1-to-1, it's going to be $9, that they're going to be worth 2-point-something trillion. I guess anything is possible. I don't see that. Something has to happen with all this. And like I said, I'm not an economist, so I don't know how they would revert back. Do they take 1,000-to-1 reverse split? And does the market crash because of the value? There's just too much into this. So, and granted, the same thing can happen with any of these bank stocks. I don't even know how many, but they probably have hundreds and hundreds of millions of shares and would end up being worth possibly over $1 trillion as well. I don't see how it's possible for them just to convert to a new rate, whether it's 1-to-1, 3-to-1, however you think it's going to happen. Something has to give here, and I don't know where that give is going to be. Back to this, the reason I brought this up, I told you I wanted to be transparent. The reason I don't do this every time is a lot of people don't care. They've invested their money. They say, send me a check when the dinar revalues. A lot of people are not interested in these minute details, but I felt a need to show you this. There were some remarks made by someone that were less than flattering, stating that this was money laundering and all that nonsense. It's so far from it. I wouldn't even know what to do money laundering. So, folks, I just want you to know that this is legitimate. Your stocks are being put in. Nowhere in all of this do you see any transfers out. We have not pulled anything whatsoever from this account. Okay? I'm not going to pull anything from this account. I will pull it once we have a rate change and dividends are paid out. That's when you will see us pull money out. And I will even show you on here where it shows what we withdraw. And much like this right here, this was a $48,000, this right here, this was a $48,000 wire. Well, it cost money for us to send U.S. funds. They have to convert it to dinar. So this particular one was $260 is what it cost us to convert it to dinar. I have no idea what it will cost to convert from dinar back into our bank. I have no control over the cost, but you will see what that cost is. And you will know block for block exactly what you have coming. I will never hide anything from you. I will always be very upfront with you. I don't do this consistently because there's no need to get into the weeds every time I do a video. I just needed you to see, based on some information I've been receiving about people talking about a scam and all that. There's no scam here, folks, okay? You can rest assured, while I have no control over what happens with the dinar and I have no control over what happens to the stocks once there is a rate change, when that ever happens, okay? I want you to rest assured that what's in my control is 100% above board and honest. So that was the reason for this getting into the weeds. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with everything going on, okay? So I appreciate your time, and I'm sorry I went a little long with this, but I felt the need to make sure you understood where I was at and that everything is on the up and up. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with the dinar. We don't know what rate. We don't know when. All we can do is keep buying stocks and hope and pray for the best. Okay? If you're in doubt, you're welcome to shoot me an email about any specifics that you've seen here that make you wonder. I think most everybody will agree that I do respond to emails. Sometimes it takes me a little longer than I anticipate. And every once in a great while, I do just completely miss an email. Okay, I move them around a lot so I know what I've answered and what I haven't. Sometimes I move one that I think I answered over into the file, and I get emails asking why I didn't answer, and it's not intentional, guys, I promise you. So hang in there with me. Any questions, I'll always be ready to answer it, okay? This takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, but I'm just 100% in this on faith that something good is going to come of this, and it's going to change a lot of lives. We all hope tomorrow is the day, but we'll continue to walk in faith and hope that it happens soon. All right, until then, thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great day. God bless everybody.